Hello and welcome, Nomads, to the Nomads of Fantasy podcast. This is a movie and video game podcast where we make a new universe our home every episode. I am Dave, and I will be Dave. I will be your host for this evening. This is episode number 163, another one of our special episodes. This is our indie video game spotlight. And who is the we I refer to? I have with me Mr. Brandon.
The world is being engulfed in truth. And this is the way the world ends. Not with a bang, but with a whimper.
Oh, damn. That was ominous. I don't know what that's from, but this sounds familiar.
You'll find out.
Okay.
You'll find out.
Yeah. With me, we also have Eric.
Retails forged in bloodshed, laced with magic, and united by revenge.
Ooh, that is quite intense. You guys got some
teaser for
shit
you
going on. Oh, well, those are quotes from, I'm assuming, your indie games that we will be playing this week, or be discussing this week. We do like to kind of go through and highlight indie games that come out every once in a while. It's been a fan-fucking-tastic year for indie games.
Oh, yeah.
2025 is a great year.
Yeah.
For indies.
Yeah.
Some of the best, for sure.
Yeah, it's pretty.
We got the Game Awards going
awesome
on right now, and I think 3 of the 5 finalists for Game of the Year were all indie games, which is quite impressive.
I'd say at the Nomads, we've always been a home for indie games. We always sing their praises and talk about them on catch-ups. We've had these indie spotlights before, so yeah, I love doing these. Visit some indie games that I
forgot we did
might not have before.
I forgot we did the Halloween one until you said it before.
Yeah, the indie horror games.
We did a Halloween indie. So if you want, it's around the Halloween season, and you're thinking about, like, what could I play that's scary, but I don't want to just pop in an indie horror game.
I feel like the horror genre is thriving right now in the indie space. Like one of my games skews into the horror genre. So
no way.
People love to get the spookies.
But yeah,
if somebody has a game that they want to have us play and talk about or not talk about, Eric, how would they do that? Well, sounds really tough.
Yeah, I'm glad you asked, Dave. It's actually quite simple.
You have to go to our house.
We have to come to our house
right away. So
actually,
they figure that out.
You have to mail us a letter. Go down to the post office, get a stamp. No, just go to your Google and type in the nomadsoffantasy.com/Discord. Hop in our Discord server. We have a suggestions channel there. You can shoot us some suggestions for indie games, movies, whatever you want. And
we're just talking about the Tumbad recommendation today. Found out that that's a trilogy.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Dude, I am so
gonna be awesome.
That's gonna be a fun one.
I love that movie. I was like, that movie left an impression on me. I still think about that movie.
Doesn't have to be $1 billion game to make an impact. That's content. One thing that I really found this one. I just kind of went out and grabbed games, and you don't have to spend $1 billion to make an impactful game. That's
absolutely not.
Well, speaking of games, why don't we dive into it? Who wants to go first?
I don't know. There's a lot to talk about. So,
Brandon, we'll go with you first because you were Mo.
Sure. Well, if you like Portal games,
yes,
then you probably should play this game.
Okay. It piqued my interest already.
Right. I saw the pictures of this game, and I was looking at the reviews, and everybody just said, this is a Portal game. Portal. Every comment was Portal.
Really?
Something about Portal. If you like Portal, you like this. This is the third Portal game. Yes, it's called the Entropy Centre.
Okay.
I didn't know what entropy meant, but I got it because it looks like Portal. You have a gun in your hand. It looks like it was made with like a modern day. Oh God, what is that engine? The Source engine that Half-Life came out with. And and it's strictly about puzzles, but there's a mystery, and you're a woman that wakes up. In this game, you're called Aria. Yeah, Aria, and it's the AI that's talking to you while you're doing these missions or these puzzles rather, and trying to figure out what the hell happened. Where is everybody in this facility? Your gun talks to you, and that's the AI that has that banter with you as
So
you
your
do
gun
stuff.
is
And it's very
Gladys
like,
this time?
yes, your gun is Gladys.
Ooh.
Oh boy.
And it's a like a female voice, and it's very chipper and optimistic.
Accent. She's got an accent, I take it.
No, it's just American accent.
Oh, okay.
I'm looking at this. It looks like it could be in the Portal series. Like it is definitely very inspired by Portal.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty much designed by one guy. I think he had help with some developers, but one guy made this whole thing. It's great. It's as tough as Portal, but when you beat it, you feel so smart. So now I'll talk about what the game actually is. As you're trying to figure out this mystery, here's the hook. The gun that you have doesn't shoot portals, it rewinds time.
Okay.
It still uses the cube system. There's cubes. Like it's totally Portal. So when you do your puzzle, and I'll explain what what the goal is of this game, but the mechanics, the hook is you go into a room and there's a door that's locked. You have to unlock it. And there's
Portal.
pads on the ground that will exactly. And if you put the cube on the block, or sometimes it's a button, you can open the door and go to the next room, right? The cubes can be a basic cube that you just use for weight, right? Or to like have launched or do something, right? Because there's things that will bounce it around or whatever. But then there's different kinds of cubes. There's cubes that shoot like a laser beam, or light beam rather. Some of them add like a bridge, like a light bridge that you can walk across. It's very thin.
Okay.
White. So you'll get into a room and there's just so many levels, you can only jump so high. So you're think Portal, but you're using time. So you'll put the block here, and then that'll be laying on a button that'll open up a door. So then you can go through the room, but now the cube's stuck in the other room. So how do you get that cube in this room? So you have to look around and you think, oh, if I go over here with it, before I put it on the platform, I have to maybe grab the cube and jump. So then I put the cube down on that pad. I go in that room, I can shoot it with my gun. I have like a little Ghostbusters beam at it, and it'll trace back the time when you ran and jumped up. So now it'll have like steps for you to go and grab it now, because you jumped and gave it to yourself. Because you rewind. So back in time, it was here. So now it's like different kind of cubes. Some make you jump. So like I said, have a bridge, or some of them explode. Eventually, these little robots will show up and they will attack you between. So there's like a different, and it's cool. I'll give them this. As you explore this facility, as you leave and you rewind things, again, this is an indie game. Entire platforms will fall that you're like a bridge or something you're crossing, and you'll have to rewind it so you can, or maybe something collapsed and you want to get higher, you can rewind the bridge or whatever.
That's pretty cool.
You got to stand on it so you lift yourself up.
One of those games where you walk into a room and you just like look around for a couple minutes before like you even touch anything. You're like figuring out the steps in your head. All right, I see this platform go to here, this thing go to here. There's a sensor over there that I'm gonna have to get to, and just
my question,
noodle it. I like those. Are fun.
Some of the best puzzle games, in my opinion, it's core to it. They take a simple mechanic and they build on it, cleverly throughout the entire game. Portal, obviously, it was one of the best at doing that. Just the complexity of the puzzles gradually increased throughout the game, and like the satisfaction of solving them also. That aha moment. Did you have all of that, experience all of that in this game too?
Yes. I feel very smart.
Okay, awesome.
When
that's the sign of a good puzzle game, if it can make you feel smart.
Yeah. There was a couple where I was getting tired, but I wanted to get to the next story beat, and I knew it was coming. So I did a couple puzzles with YouTube there to be like, I would have figured that out. But one of them, like, I could not figure out, right? This game, so it's all right. So it was developed by Stubby Games, but it was designed by, here's the big thing, Daniel Stubbington.
Stubbington, nice.
one guy
Nice, good
designed
game.
it all. Like he had a vision and he designed the whole thing. So kudos to him to get this game to come to life. A shout out to that guy. Did a great job. Look, it really is the closest you can get to the Portal experience. And real quick, I just want to say it's called the Entropy Centre. I didn't know what entropy meant.
Is that like
Do
decaying?
you know what? It's basically trying to measure chaos and disorder, which is extremely hard.
Didn't know that.
No, I guess not.
I didn't know that either. But so how do you measure the craziness or the randomness or the so chaos, right? And you're basically on the moon, and you learn this real quick in like the opening level or whatever. You're on the moon, and Earth is going to be hit by a comet.
Oh.
So there's a lot of events that happen that are constantly destroying Earth. Human behavior, natural disaster. So they have this entropy center on the moon so that as they they try to study per room and puzzle that you solve, they're measuring how long to take chaos and order and figure out and understand it and go to the next one. It's weird. I did a horrible job explaining that, but basically you're filling up, your data is being uploaded and it's going towards something to make a calculation to then go to something catastrophic like a comet coming to Earth to blow it up.
Yeah.
And to understand what could we do to be ready for the comet. But here's the thing, this is really smart. We have the technology to rewind.
I was going to say,
so
point
the
the gun at
on the
rewind
moon rewind
it away.
Yes, they rewind and then they give them tips like, hey, we're from the moon, we're doing these studies, and you guys need to do this to be ready for this disaster. So they keep doing that.
That's cool.
Huh.
Okay.
But something happened, and I won't give away any of this because you learned that in the opening of the game, but your whole point is to save Earth from this disaster and rewind it because you have to generate enough power by solving these really hard puzzles, and you're apparently the only one left. It's totally Portal. Where is everybody? It's like plants growing through the rooms and stuff, but the rooms still work.
No cake is a lie.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. I already put it on my Steam wish list, so
yeah, I got it for like I think $10 or something like that.
Yeah, you sold
That's pretty sweet.
So did you say you finished this game or no?
No, I'm at the end.
Okay.
I didn't finish it, but
how long?
I cannot wait to solve the.
Would you say you've been playing?
Man, I was when I was checking out that walkthrough, it was 3 hours.
Oh, really?
And when I went to how long to beat, it said I think it said like 12 hours.
Okay.
No.
So the walkthrough was someone who knew what they were doing.
Yeah, and I watched it. Like they don't miss one beat. There's no looking around and wondering.
Right, okay.
It's
like a guide, basically, right? Yeah.
A guide, yeah. So you can crush it in mere hours, but I'm about 11 hours into it, I think.
Okay.
9 to 11, something like that.
So yeah, decently meaty game there. Sweet.
Yeah, I think there's still another 3 hours to play still in that easily. Because some puzzles, man, take 25 minutes to figure out.
Right, you're just staring at it. Yep.
Fairly new game too.
3 to 4 minutes. It tells you too when you're done. Like would be between levels. Where in Portal it shoots you up and down in the elevator. This is doors closed, and when you go there, it gives a little digital sign that reports like, "Hey, here's the generator. Here's how much entropy you're
That's how much you sucked.
filling up, and here's how long it took you to solve it."
Oh, I like the judging.
And there's little computers too, along like that you can kind of like go to and like get story from, and there's all these like subplot lines like on the computer of people like saying like, "Hey, you did this," and stories about going backwards or missing Earth or one guy's stealing all the beans from the kitchen and he thinks like he wants to be the last person. I don't know. It's weird. It's fun. It's cool. I think you guys would love it. Honestly.
Yeah, you sold me on it.
I'm adding this to the list.
For sure.
Maybe a future episode,
Yep.
Hey, catch up. You never know. All right.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Eric, why don't we hop over to you? What do you got first up on the plate?
All right, yeah, I teased it with my quote there, but my first game is called Arco, Arco. So this was developed by 4 people. So it's not one like studio. It gives credit to Franek, Max, Cahill, Bibke, and Fayer. Published by Panic, which has actually published a ton of different indie games, which they published one of the games you're going to talk about, Dave, Despelote, as well as like Untitled Goose Game. They also had a hand.
Oh, okay.
They co-published Firewatch as well. So they have a pretty...
The artwork to this game is beautiful.
So that's what caught my eye. I had never heard of this game. This game came out last year in 2024, but I was just scrolling Steam one day, and I saw the screenshots and like the video started playing. Beautiful pixel art. So that's what caught my eye first. It's beautiful, but it's also really simple. Like the characters you're controlling are only like a few pixels high, but like it makes it work really well. And like each screen that you look at too just is beautiful to look at. So that's what drew me into the game. And then I saw that it had overwhelmingly positive reviews on Steam. So I'm like, okay. And then I saw that it was on sale. So I'm like, all right, I got to check this out. I think I bought it for like $12 or something. And it's normally like 20. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to pull the trigger on this. And it was, perfect timing for our indie game special. So
that's the sweet spot for price for indie games. I know it's like here we are spotlighting them and we're like shortchanging them a little bit, but like, listen, $20 here, $20 there. It goes a long way. Or it goes real quick.
Yeah.
And when you see a deal, everybody likes a deal. So we appreciate that you take your games and do knock it down to like 40% off or something like that, because that's where we'll buy it. But we do try to support. I mean, I'm constantly buying indie games.
And I 1000% got my money's worth of this because I've finished this game and it took me 15 hours to pretty much do everything.
Oh, okay. 15 hours.
So let me tell you what this game is. The tagline here, I'll just read the description from Steam because I think it does a good job. A Mesoamerican fantasy RPG that blends turn-based and real-time combat. Explore the world through 3 handcrafted stories, forged in bloodshed, laced with magic, and united by revenge, which was part of my tagline there.
Revenge.
So the like I said, it's an RPG. It's like a bite-sized RPG. So I pretty much completed all the main story, all the side quests that it presented me with, all in 15 hours. So pretty quick to go through. You're
pretty fast at video games though. Like
faster than average, I think. I'm usually like, if I look at how long to beat, Dave, if I look at how long to beat, I'm usually right on line with the like whatever main story, estimate there. So, but yeah, went through this in 15 hours. That's what my Steam said, but surprisingly,
when you say it's turn-based,
so the combat system is awesome. Like it's super unique. I think the term they used was simultaneous turn-based combat. So basically,
whoa,
I know that? It's crazy. It took a little bit to get used to. The combat encounters were difficult. They are difficult and get increasingly difficult throughout the game. But that's what makes part of the combat so satisfying. But basically, the way it works, you're controlling multiple. So I mean, at any point throughout the game, you either have 1, 2, maybe 3 characters in your party, and you control each of them. So basically, you have a bunch of skills to choose from, and you have MP, essentially like magic points that you can use for each of your actions. So you go to each of your characters, you pick an action, whether it's like an attack or a special ability, like a teleport or a dash or whatever. You choose where they're gonna go on the field, point them in the direction that their attack is gonna be. And then you basically like press a button and then everything goes at once. So it's kind of chaos.
Okay, that's
so
cool.
You basically set up all the pieces and then you let it go and sort of see what happens. So you can.
Ooh.
So yeah, okay. It's really cool.
I've played games that are kind of like that, but not in RPG.
It's like half turn-based
simulators,
half turn-based RPG and half like real-time strategy. It's pretty cool. So it took a bit to get used to how it worked, but once it clicked, like, I was flying through combat scenarios, like I knew exactly which moves to use for which characters, where to move them, because like some of the enemies, I mean, they either will hit you with a melee attack or they'll shoot a gun at you, and you can see exactly where the projectiles are gonna go, so you can move your characters in a way where they'll dodge the projectiles, and you also have to like make sure that you are giving them enough time to like get out of the way of the projectiles and also be close enough in range for their attack. So there's a lot. Positioning really, really matters in these combat scenarios for, each of your character. And like some characters have range, like they can shoot arrows or guns. Some characters are purely melee focused, so you have to get up close and deal a bunch of damage. But the variety of skills, it's again surprisingly deep for a pretty short RPG. So you get 3 different characters essentially, and 3 different stories and 3 different perspectives all in the same story, which is really cool as well. So
that's pretty
this
cool.
game's broken up into, I think it's 5 chapters. So there's like one intro chapter, and then each of the characters has their own chapter, and then at the end all of their stories come together for a conclusion.
Are there boss fights for the end of each chapter then?
Yeah, it's really cool the way they end the chapters, because there'll be a big boss fight, and then there's like a musical stinger that sort of plays as the outro to in a transition to the next chapter. Like it's it's awesome.
Okay.
So that was really cool. And like the way you don't really level up, you basically get experience points for each battle that you're in. And then you're constantly unlocking new skills, because like I said, it's only 15 hours. So like in one battle, you might get 10 experience points, unlock a new skill. You're constantly swapping out skills, trying to, get the best build, for each of your characters in your party. And another cool thing, also the writing, I'll say, is surprisingly good.
I
wasn't sure.
like everything's good.
I wasn't sure.
Art direction behind this, or creative direction behind this, was really strong.
I wasn't sure what to expect, like with the writing. Like sometimes indie games can lack a little bit in that department, but like I think the writing is really strong. All 3 characters have their own distinct personalities. There's no dialogue or anything. It's all text based, but the personality comes through really well on each of the characters. And also another really cool thing is your choices actually really matter in this game for like, dialogue choices and choices that you're making throughout the game. Because essentially, the way that the choices matter is if you do like, bad things, or like things that, are whatever, disrespectful or whatever, it affects the combat. So basically, the more bad choices you make, the more real time, quote unquote, the combat becomes. So these ghosts will appear, like these spirits will appear, and they'll basically, whenever you're deciding what moves you want to do in combat, time pauses, so you have time to think and position yourself. But with these ghosts coming after you, it sort of makes you have to decide quicker, because if they reach you, they'll damage you and you'll lose a bunch of health. So it forces you to make decisions more quickly. Cool. Exactly. So
reminds me of Bubble Bobble.
Oh,
Well, ghost thing would like come out and chase you. He's like, you
it's
better
similar
hurry
to
up
that.
and finish this level, because I'm gonna get you. I'm invincible.
So yeah, if you make good choices, those ghosts won't show up as often, but the more bad choices you make, the more the ghosts will show up. And there's like different types of ghosts too. Some that you like, there's the white ghosts that you just kind of have to avoid, and they'll disappear after like 3 turns. There's like the black ghosts where you actually have to damage them for them to go away, or they'll just keep pursuing you. So there's some, variety there, but it's really, really cool. How they work the choices you're making throughout the story into like consequences for combat. So I think, the combat is super satisfying. And like I said, if you're looking for a good bite-sized RPG that's not going to take you 50 hours, like I think this is an
What's
awesome
it on?
option.
Only on
just Google.
Switch?
I think it's on
Or
Steam,
Switch?
it's on Switch. It
Steam.
might be on other platforms as well.
Switch, Windows, and Mac.
Which Windows and Mac? Okay. Yeah, I played it on Steam, on my Steam Deck. So
Mac,
damn Steam Deck.
Yeah. I played all my games actually on Steam Deck. So, yeah, man. But this one was really good. I highly recommend it. And yeah, like I said, it was. I don't think it's on sale anymore, but it's definitely worth the price.
Cool. I like hearing. Like I had no idea either of those even existed. So
yep,
it sounds like a game you would play, Dave, for sure.
Yeah, I think pixels in it. You got me.
Yep.
The pixelier it gets, the better.
The artwork looked stunning. It looked really good.
It's awesome.
Some video too.
Yep.
Those sound like fun, actiony, run around and do stuff games.
Yeah.
My first one is a little bit different. I didn't know what I was really getting into, but I had heard some whisperings about a game called Despelote.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know what it was. I just knew that it was like a foreign game. This game was made by Julian Cordero and Sebastian Valbuena, published by Panic, the same guys that published Arco that Eric just talked about. But it's not really a puzzle game, not really an action game. It's kind of like a narrative story game where this guy,
what's it called?
Despelote.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely look it up because the graphics on it are fucking trippy.
Oh, cool.
It is fun.
It's like monochromatic.
Yes. The game is semi-autobiographical from the Julian that made it. The game is built around his memories of childhood in Ecuador, and it really just focuses around the community. And this is when like Ecuador was making their run to their first World Cup in like the early 2000s, like 2001 or something like that. And it's just his memories of like that area and like that time and that sense of community and kind of everything that went into it.
Gnarly. That's cool.
Because like the environments are all
so cool,
trippy and like
really
3D, cool. But then like everything that you interact with is like a hand drawn like 2D thing. And really all you're doing in this game is walking around talking to people and fucking around with your friends and kicking around soccer balls and doing stuff.
I should get that for my kids. All we do is play soccer.
It is all in Spanish. Word of warning: you have to read everything unless you speak fluent Spanish. But like it's not about the gameplay in this one. This is more like telling his story, his personal experience about like, I guess it kind of started as his idea as soccer as like a universal language, and then kind of evolved into like his story about like his childhood memories in Ecuador. It's 2002, but I got some notes here. It's kind of funny because I'm like, I was waiting. I didn't know what I was going to be doing or whatever, but basically you're just growing up. You play as a 9-year-old child this whole game. And you just kind of, your mom's getting you ready for a party or whatever. And your friends are outside and they're playing soccer and you're like, deciding if you want to go out. Your mom specifically tells you don't go outside and fuck up your clothes. But you're going to go play soccer and you're going to throw bottles and kick bottles and just do dumb shit with your friends. But it is really, I don't know what, because it got me like nostalgic almost, where like you're seeing somebody's memories and I'm having the feeling of like my childhood memories that are kind of matching some of these things. Like they go to, I think it was like a birthday party or something like that. You have to go with your family, like the soccer game's on, and they use like real footage from those soccer tournaments on the screen, so you can sit in there and watch soccer for a little bit. Or
when you're first person, right?
Yeah, when you're home, you have like your Nintendo, your NES, and you can play the soccer game on the TV or whatever. But it's like it is very trippy retelling, very trippy, nostalgic. Like you're in their community and like you're just hearing like people talking in Spanish and they're talking about like something that you have no idea about over here, and like you're riding home in the back seat of your parents' car and they're just like talking about like how the party was, and it's just like you're sitting and then you start daydreaming about soccer and then you start drawing on the window with like the steam from your breath, and all sorts
Wow.
of trippy stuff happens in this one.
Did
So
did you play this all by yourself, or did you have your
just me.
kids?
I know,
Just
just
you?
me.
Do you think your kids or anybody's kids are
No, my kids would be bored. But
too heavy on the story and the narrative part?
yeah, and it's, I mean, there's not a lot of, there's not a ton of goals. It's just kind of like you're in this story, you're just learning about like the kid and his family and his little sister and yada yada, that kind of stuff. So I don't know if, and it's all in Spanish,
I'm
so
gonna
I
try
don't know
with
if a
my
little kid's
kids.
gonna.
They
But
play soccer, and I feel like we'll play it all together, maybe. But I think the artwork is so cool, and I love the idea of just just an interactive story. I love that, like Firewatch. I love games like this where I just
yeah,
want to experience a story, and I don't want to be dodging shit and trying to kill something or something kill me. I just want to play a game and just enjoy a good story.
yeah, and it's like a time capsule, and after you play it, there's a certain point where like, I don't know. When I say it's trippy, I say it's trippy for a reason. But things happen and kind of makes you feel like you were really in that place and like you were in a specific time period in that location, just going back through somebody else's memories about stuff. So I don't know. I don't want to get too crazy about it. I mean, I kind of I was gonna say I remember a little bit. Like, you remember when you were a kid, like the Bills Super Bowls and stuff like that. How you have like those
Yeah.
those weird hazy memories about like we went to a
Something
bar and
epic
got
is
some like,
happening.
yeah,
Yeah.
and it's
But I'm a kid.
that exact same feeling that captures that. I had like, I don't know if you guys know this. I lived in Boston for like a couple years when I was a little kid, and
I don't think
it
I
was
knew
during the Larry. No, I don't I
Maybe
don't
I don't know
volunteer
if
that
I.
information freely. But it was during when the Patriots were going to like a Super Bowl, and the Celtics, they had Larry Bird, and they were just like destroying people. And it's that
Mm,
weird sense of like when a sport captures a community, and like you can feel everybody's like got the hype for the same thing, and everybody's kind of got that excited buzz about them. It's just yeah, that's a trippy moment in time. I recommend you
yeah.
guys
No,
throw that in
that's
there. I
cool. That's
did not know what it was going in, and I was pleasantly surprised. It's not long at all. Maybe 4 or 5 hours, something like that, I think. Um, not a ton to, I won't say not a ton to do, but not a ton to
there's nothing wrong with those
interaction.
kind of
Yeah,
games. I think
yeah.
I've played, Virginia and
Yeah, I Virginia's. Yeah, I liked Virginia.
yeah, it was a short, weird, trippy, interactive, romantic detective game or something like that. I was like, all right, it was cool. It was different.
Hmm.
It's good. That's the fun of indie games is like it's like indie movies or like A24
Yeah,
films. You're like, all right, I'm open up to the format of what a film can be. And I know that money wasn't thrown entirely at this budget. So they're going to have creative things happening to get through this. And I'm
yeah.
okay with that because
Those are
it's
the indie
memorable.
games I seek out for like unique experiences, something I've never seen before, a story
Hmm.
that's never been told before. So yes,
Yeah,
that is the reason that I seek
spot
these out.
on here.
Is this going to be a segue into mine because
Oh, I hope so.
it does not it does not mesh well with what we just said.
Oh,
Despelote? Oh
really?
no. What do you got?
the the game I'm going to talk about is called Oceanhorn 2.
Oh, I know what this
Oceanhorn
Uh,
is. Yeah,
2.
it's a Zelda-like.
it's a Zelda like, and it's basically playing on nostalgia. It is
Mm.
not being unique at
Oh,
all. Oceanhorn 2, Oceanhorn is one word, by the way. Knights of the Lost Realm. And I will say that is one of the most generic names I've ever heard in my life. It
Yeah,
just
yeah.
sounds generic. It sounds uncreative, but I will say this. Oceanhorn 1 came out about 12 years ago, 10 years ago, and it played like Zelda's Wind Waker. It was like, I felt like a GameCube game. Oceanhorn 2 is clearly based on Zelda in the modern time, so it's based on like Breath of the Wild or something like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
whoa.
But
Yep.
imagine
Oh,
it with an Unreal Engine. So the game actually looks really good. It's like 120 frames per second. I've been playing on my Xbox, but Who made this? This is the all right. This is what's cool about these guys. They develop and they publish their own games. They use the Unreal Engine 4 for their game. It looks great. It's also pretty much on everything. iOS first, Mac OS,
iOS. Oh.
Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 5, Xbox, um, the Corn Fox and Bros. It's a weird name. Corn Fox and Bros. Developed and published this. And yeah, it's why I put it on here though is because I was feeling nostalgic for like the early 2000s because I've always been playing games like since the 80s till today. But I remember being a PC gamer in the 90s and uh like the early 2000s, but then an Xbox came out and it just like I missed out on GameCube, but I did play PlayStation, but not PS2 that much, but I got an Xbox and I kind of been console since because of Halo and it just blew me away. So there's playing with the controller it was like kind of falling in love with video games again because I was mouse and keyboard for a long time. And I really was like, wow, they've really come a long way with controllers. And it just feels good playing a first person shooter or whatever. Like just a lot of genres felt good in a controller. And this game feels kind of like that era in a good way though. Like it's pretty streamlined with a little go over here, you might find something, go over here, you might find something, but like there's not a massive open world. There's an area, there's an area, there's an area. The story is pretty fun. The acting is pretty solid.
What are you doing in the story?
It's weird.
Is there a horn in the ocean?
It's weird.
No, I don't know. It's like you're being attacked by these. It's so like Nintendo writing. It's just like bad people are attacking, and you gotta figure something out. I have to
save the village.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, you start in a little village, and you kind of work your way to the bad guy. But it's just familiar, and it feels good. Like the controls are good, the graphics are great, the music's really good. If you want to play something, maybe you don't have a Switch or whatever. I don't know. Maybe you don't have access to playing some Zelda games like the modern ones. I would say this is definitely like the closest you could get to that feeling. It
Are
doesn't
there
have
like
that
the
Nintendo
dungeons
polish,
in this?
but it's good. No dungeons. It's pretty light. It's pretty much like late 90s, early 2000s kind of game storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
Not too much. Like I said, it's pretty linear, but I mean, there's you'll go to a town and there's a lot to do and there's treasure to get, but it's kind of it came out on your phone. I think it's also limited because it started as an iPhone game from Apple Arcade, but I don't know. I got it on sale. It was like $10 or whatever. I remember playing the first one. I'm like, I like how they make these like Zelda clones, and I just was like, wow, this looks like, man. If
you're saying it's better than Breath of the Wild, no, I'm just kidding.
Absolutely not.
Yep.
That has systems on systems on systems. This is again
pretty straightforward,
or like a GameCube approach or something like that. Trying
main
to be
character,
Breath of the Wild.
He's a boy of unknown origin, and his name is Hero.
I mean, he's even got very similar like tunic to Link in Breath of the Wild, like the blue and the hair.
I will say this though, I do like that there's two companions that come with you, a princess and a robot guardian. The puzzles are pretty solid, and I just reflect on some of the places we've gone. I'm like, wow, this game, like, again, small team made a lot of worlds and like characters and stuff like that. I don't know. It's pretty cool how like if you put the time into this game, you'll look back and like they really did have an adventure. The story is like obscure or whatever, but like I liked it. So
it's got that nice like smoothness to it that a lot of the Nintendo stuff has. It looks like just from the screenshots.
It does look good, man. It looks crisp and all that stuff. Also, I just want to notice that the first game I talked about was like, hey, you remember Portal?
Yeah.
This is a clone ripoff. Well, now it's like, hey, you like Zelda? This is a
Yeah,
Zelda
right.
ripoff. You know, so
I
my
mean,
bad on that. But
it's not a
yeah.
bad thing. Like, they're,
Yeah, I don't know. I guess I just realized that.
not to,
I'm nostalgic.
Everybody likes their own flavors. So
yeah, and it's nice to
Yeah,
have
shame in that.
like other options. Like, obviously, Zelda has that market sort of cornered. So seeing someone else at least take a shot at it, take a shot at their own
Yeah,
interpretation
hey.
of it.
Vampire Survivors came out. How many Vampire
There's
Survivors
so many
came
different
out
clones.
after this? You know.
See, one of the games I'm going to talk about is sort of
Yeah,
in a similar
move.
vein.
I'm done. I'm done talking about Oceanhorn 2.
Okay.
Knights of the Lost Realm.
Well, I'm not going to talk about that game. I'm going to talk about a different game right now. I'll save the other one for last because it's probably the least that I have to talk about. But the next game I want to talk about is called Mouthwashing.
I've heard some things about this one.
This one also came out last year. This was developed by Wrong Organ, published by Critical Reflex. So this is the same developer as one of the indie games I played for the other indie spotlight I did. How Fish is Made.
Yeah, what was it?
How Fish is Made.
Yeah, I knew it. That game.
So that game really stuck with me because it was so weird.
Dude, what the fuck is this game?
I've been following
What the hell is
I've been following this studio, and this is their follow up to that game. So I really wanted to play it. I actually got this in a indie horror bundle. That was like, I don't know, $15 or whatever.
It's got a 10 out of 10 on Steam.
Dreamcast like bad acid trip.
Yeah, it's got like PS1 style graphics, which we're all nostalgic for at this point. But basically, the whole premise of this is there's this cargo freighter making a delivery in space, and it's supposed to be like a really long in space. A really long trip, like a year's worth of just traveling in through space. So it's these 5 crew members that are carting this cargo. And they basically, the way the game starts out is the ship runs into an asteroid, and the ship's all fucked up, and they basically have to figure out how to survive. The game, the first thing you see when you boot up with this game, on the screen, it just says, "I hope this hurts." So it's a very emotional, psychological ride throughout this whole game. So it does lean into the horror genre, but it's more like psychological horror for sure.
It's all psychological,
and it explores a lot of deep themes and a lot of dark themes as well. A main overarching one, they sort of hit you over the head with it, is taking responsibility for your actions and the choices that you make. So I think this game does a really good job telling a story, and I think the story wouldn't be as effective as like in any other media besides games. So basically, the way it works, it's in first person, so it uses the first person perspective as a narrative device because it's basically telling the story from 2 different perspectives of 2 of the characters on the ship. But there's certain points where you don't know which character you're supposed to be, so you don't know whose actions or who's taking these actions, who's responsible for these actions, stuff like that. So that sort of ties into the theme of the game. But yeah, I want to talk in very general around the story, just because I don't want to give anything away. I mean, the story is basically everything in this game, so I don't want to give any story spoilers away, but this was definitely one that I had to sit with a little bit after it ended, and also I think it helped. I went online after and sort of was reading through some Reddit threads of people discussing the main story beats and the ending and everything, because a lot of it, some of it is abstract. You know, it's very indie. They use a lot of symbolism, but it also makes sense within the context of the game. Because I mean, one of the characters you're controlling is having like a mental breakdown. So they use a lot of visual language and weird imagery to sort of illustrate that. But yeah, I don't want to give away the twists or anything, but basically what you're doing in this game is it shifts between the time before the crash and the time after the crash. So you see the moments, basically the moments leading up to the crash, and then the moments after the crash, and then sort of leading up to this one moment at the end.
Are your choices in the past affecting the future ones when you jump back and forth between?
No, it's all linear storytelling. So
Okay.
you're not really making choices or anything. But the main hook of the game is basically figuring out why the ship crashed, what caused it, who caused it, and then basically what happens, after the fact, and how all the different crew members are dealing with things and how they're all interacting with each other. Because I mean, they're all stranded on the ship, basically floating out in space, waiting to be rescued for months. So they're sort of getting cabin fever. They're going a little bit crazy, some more than others. And it's, you're having these interactions with these different characters as the story progresses, and you're just trying to kind of figure out, what's going on and what it's all leading up to. So, like I said, I'm trying to talk very vaguely just because I don't want to give anything away. But I think I don't know. It's hard to say that if I enjoyed this game. I'm glad that I experienced it.
Sounds like a Nomad special right there.
Like, this would be a very interesting game to do for an episode, because I think there is a lot of stuff to discuss here. Like, it only took me 2.5 hours to play through, so it's a pretty short game.
Oh,
but there's a lot of stuff to chew on in this game. So yeah, I would recommend going in completely blind and just buckling up for the ride.
It's sell for $9 on Steam right now.
$9, man. Yeah, $9 is for sure worth it.
It's on Xbox too. I think I've seen it on sale.
Yeah, if you see it, pick it up. Like I said, it would be very cool to do an episode on this and talk about it, because I kind of want to know what you guys would think about this one. So, but yeah, that is Mouthwashing.
That is, yeah, that's certainly interesting. I like how there's Wrong Organ.
Wrong Organ. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, I'll jump in here with the next one from my side. I didn't do a lot of like research for this one. I didn't go Googling like indie Xbox titles that I should play. I just kind of went to the indie section on Xbox and I was like, that looks fucking cool. I'll just try that one.
Yeah.
And I probably had like 5 or 6 games for today, and I kind of whittled it down to what I brought to the table here. But the one
5
that
or 6
I
games.
I just randomly bought was called Abathor. 2D side scrolling. Yes. Sounds like an old Englishman's name. My name is Abathor Winthrop. This is a 2D hack and slash side scrolly guy, kind of like I want to say Castlevania, Super Castlevania, like that kind of genre. Created by Pow Pixel Games. This is a indie studio run by 2 brothers. Let me find their names here. But essentially they're like all over the, like one wrote the music, one was the game designer, and they kind of fucking put this beastie together. It looks like you took Castlevania and you put like a what is it, Golden Axe skin or something on it. So you're basically
totally Golden Axe vibes, but plays not up and it's
Yeah.
more just
Side scrolling,
basic classic
and
side scrolling platformer.
you can tell that these dudes like loved the fucking old school
We're in a renaissance,
arcade games.
David.
Yeah.
We're in a renaissance of this old beat 'em up platforming retro shit.
This looks like
everybody does now.
Four player co-op. Looks like.
Yeah, you can do local co-op on this. I don't know if it has online co-op. It might just be local. But essentially, yeah, you're just, and there's a lot of fucking levels to this game. It took me a while, but yeah, it looks like a 16-bit version where, we opened a door, we let all some demons out, they're gonna destroy the Atlantis, fucking go shut the door, let's save Atlantis, yada yada. Hilarity ensues. But you get the 4 classes to choose from. You got the barbarian, you got the chick with the shield, you've got like some ninja guy who plays a lot like the original Ninja Gaiden games, where he's got like a lot of those same moves.
Sweet.
For such a small, I guess, developer or whatever, like every single level has its own look and feel. Every single level has like its own monsters that come along with each level. There's just like, for such a small studio, it does get, you can tell that it's an indie game in some spots where like you can see like the repeating texture on the walls in some little areas or here and there.
The engine they're using is called Game Maker. It's probably super simple to use. Maybe
that's one that's been around for a while too.
Yeah, I feel like that sounds familiar.
But I mean, it's not reinventing the wheel, but if you have that nostalgia, I guess that's my theme for this one.
The running theme here.
Yeah, nostalgia for those old 80s games where hack and slash, eating quarters, that kind of fun stuff. This one was just kind of caught me off guard because it was just like, oh, this looks cool in the store, I'll just fucking check it out. But I guess it's got
You're playing on Xbox?
Yeah. So it was like 50 plus levels on it. I played it. I put in like 2 or 3 good night shifts, and I'm like right at the end of the game. So
yeah,
it's got that, beepy boopy pixely soundtrack that kind of that rips a little bit.
Yeah.
Like the animations are solid on this one.
The art style is pretty solid.
It was made by like those 2 guys, and it's got couch co-op. So if your kids want to play like a side scrolling,
that's all we play. My kids together when we play is the side scrolling beat 'em ups.
And you can lean it either way, because I think at the end of each level, like it adds up like how many souls you have or whatever, and whoever wins it gets the most points. And then you do have like some leveling up to do where you can like make your jumps a little higher, add a critical hit strength or stuff like that. Okay. You can go to so there's like some slight leveling up that you can do, but it could also be competitive cooperative. Like if you know how you get when you play with your kids, you just, sometimes you got to show them who's boss, and you just go around and start killing everybody and taking all the treasures and stuff like that. Sometimes you go,
watch this.
I'll take it from here. But it's cool, solid, nostalgia driven, like just a juicy, dripping in the 80s 90s arcade side scroller. So
Abathor, I could see that on the side.
Abathor. Abathor.
I could see that on the side of like an arcade cabinet, like with sweet word art, And
it's got like the barbarian with the sword up in the air,
You're making a video game? What's it called?
Abathor.
You say it like that though. Yep. They got plenty to do in this one. Platforming, slashing, hacking,
all the
whatnot.
Yeah. Everything you could want.
Yep. All right. Well, I think we're on to our round 3. This is where we kind of
speed round.
Yeah. It's kind of where we pick up the
honorable mention
a little bit.
Me.
Yep, honorable mentions.
Right. It's a classic. It's from 2011. Kingdom Rush. Kingdom Rush, man. I mean, it's well, to me, it's like, I knew it was around, but I don't know. And I always like.
What are you playing on?
Tower defense games. This is one rare. that I've done this, but I played it on my phone and I played it on my Xbox.
Ooh.
So I bought them both
Interesting.
separately. I've never done that for a video game. It's either on one or that's it. It's like, or I don't want
Yeah,
it.
it looks
But
like
this
on
and
Switch too.
I like both for different reasons, but I don't know. I really like I like both for different reasons. It's the same experience. There's just a couple unlocking things, what you pay
Yeah.
for on the phone versus on the Xbox, and it's just great. It's a great tower defense game. You got your generic, these are splash damage nearby, these slow down, these target specific characters, these are general damage, these are your bombs, right? Whatever. But I like that this brought the heroes in. So you can control a specific unit
Mm-hmm.
to go and they can be upgraded, and if they die, you gotta wait for them to respawn. So I don't know. This one really clicked with me. I really like Kingdom Rush. It's one of my favorites.
I don't know if this was a
The tower
Netflix game.
defense.
I play this one like on and off throughout the year sometimes. It's always when I'm on like a trip or when I don't have like internet connection, because I don't think you needed internet connection to play this one. It's one of those ones that you like download on the tablet and you can just spend out, like time melts away when you play these games.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, because like my default has been Kingdom, Two Crowns, right? You and I have played those, and
Mm-hmm.
I play those with my kids, and I adore those games. Like I'll buy anything they put out. I think that was from my first indie spotlight, but this is a true classic format of the tower defense genre. So
Nice.
just a shout out. Oh, and it was by, hold on, it was by. They have a weird name. Armor Games. That's right. I couldn't
Armor
remember it. It's like a
Games.
generic Armor Games.
Armor
Armor
Games.
Games. Published by Armor Games. Developed by Ironhide Game Studio.
Interesting.
Nice.
Cool.
Looks like only a few people worked on this, judging by the names that were involved. One developer, one designer. Which you can tell, the art style is flat. It's almost like Flash looking artwork,
Mm-hmm.
but just flat 2D. It's great. Still holds up. Still stands the test of time.
It looks good, especially those. When you have the hand drawn like vector graphics, you can blow them up to any size screen and it still looks good.
Dave, this is one of those games that you call podcast games where you can
hell
listen to a
yeah.
podcast while playing.
Yeah.
Because like you're in the zone, you don't need to hear the music, you don't even need to hear the story. You just
Well, that's my next
mindlessly
game
work
too.
on the game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Good
I love it. I'm playing a game and I'm listening to
Oh
conversation.
yeah. Or watching something in the background. Yeah.
Absolutely.
A good transition to
me.
my
That's it for
game
me.
because
Yeah.
it's also a good podcast game. So my last one, honorable mention, is called Roguebook. This was released in
I think I've seen this one.
2021, developed by Abracam Entertainment, published by Nacon. So it's another one of those. You guys know me. I love a roguelike deck builder.
Oh
Yeah, I
yeah.
didn't pick it up, but I love the artwork to
And
this.
it is another one of those. It's very much inspired by Slay the Spire, especially the combat
Looks
system.
it.
But they do some really interesting tweaks to the formula, which I think set it apart from Slay the Spire and some of those other roguelike deck builders. So basically, you have two heroes in your party, and the combat system is cool because you can positioning matters. So there's one hero in the front, one hero in the back. And certain abilities on cards will swap those heroes, swap one to the back or one to the front. And you can sort of chain the abilities on your cards because like some of the cards will have like a combo specification. So if if you use a card from another character before this card, it'll cost one less to use this card. Or
That's
if
cool.
you attack
Some synergies.
right, if you use this card when their character's in the back, it'll do more damage or gain more block, stuff like that. So you can sort of build your deck around how you want to position your characters and how you're swapping your characters back and forth in each position. So that works really well with a lot of the cards, and you can sort of build your deck around that. I think I don't know if I haven't played a ton of it, I've done like 3 runs so far. Haven't beat it, but I unlocked another one of the characters, and even that character felt really different from the 2 other ones. Like the first one was kind of well-rounded defense and offense, and then another one of the characters is more heavily focused on defense, but then the one I unlocked was more heavily focused
That's a good hook.
on melee, but it also had like specific abilities where they could go into like this rage mode where they do extra damage. So that's really cool. The variety already, even though I haven't played it that long, feels really feels really solid.
Variety is
essential.
That
for these
alone
games.
can be a hook to me. It's just like,
yeah,
like the gameplay is fun, but like, oh, but what if you had a character whose perks are this? Oh, all right. Like Ball Pit does that. You're like,
yeah,
oh, but like, there's a new character. Like, I love this character and I love playing the game with this character, but I also want to try out that new character because they changed the gameplay and makes it totally fresh.
Another
That's
cool
a great
thing
mechanic
is
or system, I guess. System?
You get these like perks as you collect more cards in your deck. So you have an incentive to collect more cards, because once you reach a certain threshold,
I wish I played card games.
Once you reach a certain threshold of cards, you'll unlock an ability. Like this character gains 10 more health, or this character can, gains an extra 3 to their power, which is their overall attack power, stuff like that. So you have an incentive to collect more cards. And one other really cool thing that sets it apart from some of those other ones is the overworld itself. So if you think Slay the Spire, you kind of have these paths that you can choose to go down. You can choose to go to like the campfire or the shop or fight an elite boss or whatever. And you're just on these linear paths. In Roguebook, it's sort of like this it's like this hex grid, essentially. Which Dave, I think I'm speaking your language. It sort of looks like a board, a board game board. And you have this
I'm buying this game now.
You have this paintbrush, and you use the paintbrush to basically fill out an area of the book. You're essentially like trapped in a book, which is where the Roguebook comes from.
Cool.
So you're like painting the pages of the book, and it unlocks different areas. And in these different areas, there you can find hidden treasures like different relics and stuff like that that'll help you out on your journey. Or you also are incentivized to it's cool because you can basically go straight to the final boss of the chapter if you want, but obviously you'll be underpowered and you won't have that many cards and whatever. But you want to explore as much as you can before you get to the final boss, because the more you fight, the more cards you're going to gain, the more relics you're going to gain, the more gold you're going to get. But it's that risk reward of like, if I fight this elite boss, I might get a bunch of cool rewards, but I also might die and end my run. So there's like that balance of like, okay, I could do one more battle before I go for the final boss, or I could go for it right now and, try my luck, or I can look over here a little more and see if there's anything else I can find. So there's that sort of risk reward that you can get in each of the chapters. So I thought that was really cool as well.
Did you finish this game?
No, I've only played, like I said, like 2.5 hours of it. So I'm just kind of scratching the surface. I think I'm on my third run.
Like a big game. Okay.
So, but yeah, I'm enjoying it so far, and I'm a sucker for this genre. And I think this game is doing just enough different from the other ones that I've played to kind of get its hooks into me again. So
yeah.
Good.
You can tell there's like a lot of people play other people's games and they say, but this.
Right, exactly.
Like, that's what's going on with the Vampire Survivor genre, right? It's like, it's this, but this. Like I was
add a little tweak to
talking about one.
Makes it feel different enough and gives it a different hook.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You know that game, but this. You know the game, but like, I mean, that was my whole first game. Like Portal, but it's reversing time.
Yep, exactly. So, yeah.
It's like that other game, but not that other game.
Yeah, remember Zelda? Yeah, it's cool though. Like that's, you can tell that these guys are playing each other's games and they're adding to it. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Nice. All right. Well, I had to narrow it down, and I got 2 quick ones. I'm sorry. I'm gonna take my sweet ass time. No, I won't take my sweet ass time. I'm good. Make sure my mic isn't buzzing here. The first one I want to hit is a little game called Morsels. This is from a Toronto-based
I've
developer. They call them.
heard of
They
this
say
one.
that they're a tiny game studio. It doesn't look like they have a ton of people there, but have you guys? I think somebody brought this up in one of our other indie ones, but Atomicrops. Brandon, is that?
Oh,
That's not one of
that
your
rings a
games?
bell. It sounds
With the
familiar.
corn.
It had
Sure.
this crazy ass like pixel art graphics to it, and it was just kind of nuts looking, and there was just stuff going on everywhere.
I think that
This
was
game,
you that talked about it.
I don't know. I don't think it was. This one, it's a top-down roguelite,
Yeah, this looks
light,
awesome.
where you're essentially going through levels and you're picking up other, like a morsel is like a small creature essentially in this game. Sorry. You're basically hunting around in the sewers for a food scraps, and as you pick up food scraps and like kill enemies, you can level up, and then you find other cards which are other morsels, and you basically add them to your little posse. So you can press like up on the direction pad and switch between your 3 characters. One may be like a melee guy, one may be like a shooting guy, one may have like a little split shotgun. And as they go and collect their XP or whatever, they'll level up and become a better version of themselves. But it's a roguelite, so you don't know if you're going to
Yeah.
get the same set of crew people every time you go. But the
It's
reason
only
that
on Switch 2, it looks like.
no, I was playing this on Xbox,
On Steam,
really?
PS5,
Steam as
Series
well.
X,
Oh, okay.
PC, Switch. The combat is kind of insane because there's just like stuff happening everywhere, and it's like this sweet, smooth pixel graphics.
Yeah, it looks
but it's
like
got like a
bullet hellish a little bit.
yeah, it's almost got like a CRT filter over it too.
Yeah,
where,
I saw that. I saw the CRT
like some of the
filter. I like that.
backgrounds look like they're like those old, like shitty low res like CD-ROM like clouds passing through the background, like kind of animation. It's just like there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. Which
like
it's all done really well.
Yeah, it's crazy. It looks like they like change the graphical style too sometimes. I was just looking at a trailer, and sometimes it looks like a PS1 game, sometimes it looks like an Atari 2600 game.
Yeah, I've been kind of chipping away at this one. I'm not terribly far in it. I'm probably 6-7 hours. But the soundtrack's really good. Art style's really good. It's fun to run around and just kind of shoot shit. So it's worth it. Just it's one of those games for a as the kids say, a Colorado night. Get a little toasty. You get in there and you play some morsels. Like
definitely
it doesn't
like that for sure.
The little issue is that it doesn't really give you a lot of guidance. I had to kind of jump online and look for tips and tricks to kind of figure out that like the daisy that you pick up and put on your head is essentially a shield and lets you get hit once with for free, which is kind of a huge thing to know, but I don't know if I either just skipped it or I missed it. But no, it's a fun little one. Definitely worth trying out, and it's pretty new. I think it just came out recently.
It came out this year. Oh, November 18th. Yeah, so like a month, less than a month
it's
ago.
pretty new. Yeah, so it's definitely worth poking around.
I'm sure. Great.
I'm sure it'll be back. And then the
Tell
last
me about
one I wanted
Firegirl.
Firegirl. This one I don't know. I saw it and like the trailer looked cool. So
this sounds like an AI generated name for a video game.
It is. It's a weird one because it's very unique. It's like an arcade game, something that you would see in an arcade, and it's a side-scrolling, and it's like a 2.5D where it's like a flat sprite, but it's in like it's got some depth to it, running through a 3D environment, which is, I don't know. It's got like that kind of Octopath Traveler kind of look where the sprites are moving.
Oh, she's a firefighter?
Yeah,
that
Firegirl.
Wait, can you please say the full name of this game?
Firegirl Hack and Splash Rescue DX.
That is a
which
hell of a name.
is certainly a mouthful. This came out in 2021. Developer was Dejima. Published by
Firegirl is
Thunderful
also
Publishing.
Oh,
one
Thunderful. Nice.
word. You gotta say that to get one word, because if you type Fire Space Girl, it shows an entirely different game. But if you put it,
Firegirl,
I
all
just want to
one.
clarify that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But you're
I like the look
essentially,
of it.
it's another roguelike, and that's what really got me into it. It was just like, oh, I'm like, oh, this looks cool. And I think it was like $2 on fucking sale. So worth, anything's worth $2. Fucking a Whopper meal is
Right, you can't get
5 times that.
coffee for $2 these days.
No. You're essentially just roguelike running through buildings and rescuing people. Sometimes you do trains. I guess it looks like in later levels you do other types of buildings, but it's got a story to it. Like as you're running through these buildings, they're procedurally generated, so it's a different pathway around. But you have your axe, which you can chop through doors and stuff. Then you have your hose, which can put out fire monsters. There's like, I don't know. I don't want to say they're fire demons, but that's kind of what they look like. You just spray them and they go away, but that gives you a little bit more time. So the time is ticking down. You have to get out of the building within like a certain amount of time, and killing the fire gives you more time to go find more people to get out of the building. And then, if you fail or you win, you go back to the firehouse, you upgrade your shit, you go on another fire call. It's got that.
How long is a run?
Not long. Maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
Okay, all right.
Poop game.
Yeah,
So
just get the little bite-sized. Yeah, I like it.
Nah, you don't poop during this one. I don't think it's on your phone.
It is if I play it on my Steam Deck.
Steam. That's what I was thinking. Steam
or
Switch.
Oh, you son of a bitch. Yeah, it could be. So, I mean, it's not, this one isn't super deep. It didn't look like there was a ton to it, but it's definitely one of those ones where you could just like hop in, do a couple runs, hop out, look at the cool graphics, look at the cool 2D shit.
It does look nice. It's also nostalgic for like a PS1, PS2.
Yeah, it reminded me of a little like a Game Boy Advanced. I don't know why. It reminded me of that sort of style, but that's cool.
It looks like there's some later levels where you get into like forests and stuff like that. I didn't get quite that far. The one really cool mechanic is that you use your hose also as a jetpack to shoot down and shoot yourself up. So there's a lot of things where you got to like jump up past a fire demon to get to a certain area, and then hack and slash, and hey, maybe you save a kitty, get some extra bonus points. It's got that standard roguelite loop to it. So
sweet.
It is a good one. I think that's it for me, though. You boys got anything else you wanted to? Any more honorable mentions? No, everybody's shaking their head.
Support indie games. So
hell yeah,
watch indie movies, play indie video games.
If you got Xbox
restaurants, go to just support the little guy.
Yeah, they just added Dome Keeper to Xbox Live too, and that one's a Raw Fury game, which is started to pull me away already from some of these other ones.
Raw Fury is
When you see like Annapurna published Morsels, and when you see that, it's like, to me, it's like the A24 of video games.
Yes,
where it's like, this is probably gonna be fucking weird.
Devolver Digital is another
for
one.
sure is.
Yeah.
There
are certain indie publishers
it's gonna be weird and interesting, if anything.
Yep. Team 17 is one I always like to see.
Yep.
That one's usually got something good.
Yep. They're the OG. That I would say.
Nice. All right. Well, I really enjoy these. I kind of want to do these more often, just to give myself a reason to spend $30, go out there and buy some games.
I love it because, well, especially going back to my Steam Deck, it's so easy to play pretty much anything like indie runs on the Steam Deck like super well too. So like just throwing these in my Steam library and getting to check them out, like it's convenient, and also like that whenever you're going through Steam sales, there's always something
there's
that's on sale.
Much.
And I'm like, okay, why would I not buy this indie game for like $3? I think I bought Roguebook for $2.99, and I'm like, this is an amazing game for $3. It's insane. So, support your local indie devs.
Buy more games.
Absolutely. Yes.
Even if you don't, it's the time of year. I usually make my humble bundle donation about this time of year.
Yep.
And
yeah, Humble Bundle's
try
great.
and get some free games, make some charitable donations, whatever.
Yeah, of course.
Buy the games, but then tell your friends that play video games. That's another thing.
Spread the
Word of
word.
mouth. Because I don't leave reviews, but I've played some games that were like, wow, this game is absolutely incredible. And I don't share my opinion online, but I'll tell a fellow gamer, hey, you like something cheap and easy to pick up and play, and I don't know, indie games.
I can't tell you how many times I'll have played an indie game on Steam and it'll be like 150 reviews, and I'm like, how are more people not playing this game? Like, it's so hard to get visibility these days because like there's hundreds of games that are being released every single day.
Call of
and
Duty.
Those two, they're competing with the big guys, and they're also competing with 100 other games that are coming out every single day.
Every day.
It's insane. So it's amazing when one of these indie games breaks through to the mainstream, or like even maybe not mainstream, but like in smaller circles at least, just to, like you said, get the word out. Word of mouth is the biggest thing for indie devs. So I think that's part of the reason why we do these, because we want to shout out some good games, and they deserve to be highlighted.
I think that's why we need to make the poop games episode. These are games that you could buy and support.
All poop games,
but also play while you're pooping.
Yeah, we sort of had that with our Netflix games episode.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. By the way, this is
bite-sized games you can play while you're taking a shit.
You guys, you're just dragging us down with this poop talk. There you go.
How can you stoop to this level?
Yeah. Oh my god.
We're classy here.
Well, I mean, you're just talking about spreading the word of indie games. Eric, if somebody wanted to go talk about indie games, tell me where they can go.
Yeah.
One last time. I know we went over it already, but
you can go to the nomadsoffantasy.com/discord and share your favorite indie games. Spread the word with all of the members of our community. Give us suggestions on your favorite indie games that you want us to play.
Because I'm always looking for more shit to play. If somebody's got something good, please.
Just add it to throw it on my fucking backlog pile of shame. I just need more. Just give it here. So yeah, that's nomadsoffantasy.com/discord. If you want the video versions of the podcast, you can go to youtube.com/@nomadsoffantasy. And yeah, what are we doing next week, boys?
I was gonna say, what's next week, David?
I think it's Scrooged for the holiday
Scrooged
season.
was the last one for this year. Scrooged, and then we out for Christmas break.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that'll be exciting.
Nice warm movie.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited because
I've seen that one.
I haven't seen it. I have not seen it before. Excited for that one. But yeah, I think that's all we got. Oh, we did skip our game segment this episode just because we had so many indie games to cram in here, and we wanted to make sure we had enough time to highlight all of them. So, if you normally listen to the end, this will be the end of the show here. So, look forward to next week with Scrooged. Hope you enjoyed all these indie game suggestions. Go play them, go buy them, support your indie devs. As always, safe travels, nomads.
I was watching